and all that. So, good evening. Welcome to Fantastic Dimensions. This is very much a downtime, upkeep kind of session. We're going to be going over making sure everybody's characters are leveled up correctly. We're going to talk about what they're going to do with all the money that they've recently come into. So it's going to be a lot of logistic stuff, not any particular grand adventure or danger, hopefully. Um, so if anybody is not interested in those kind of things, doesn't care about that part of a role-playing campaign, they can feel free to probably skip this week's video. Otherwise, if you do want to see how such things can be managed, at least in my campaigns, feel free to stick around and watch this session. So we were talking about saving throws. Oh, we just updated saving throws with Rob. Now we got to make sure his hit points are updated. Everybody else, is there anything else you need to do for leveling up your characters? Any questions or?
My hit points are at 11 right now. I was looking for Lord.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Your hit points are 11.
Just go ahead and heal up.
Oh wait, 11. That would have been your 4th level hit points. Yeah, because I remember with your character, you have a -1 Constitution modifier, I think, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah, and I remember you had the minimum to start at 1st level, which was 8, and then you got 1 point per level for the 3 levels after that, basically. Because I think your dice rolled 1, 1, 2 or something like that. It was really, really particularly horrible. So go ahead and roll a d8 anyway.
Okay. One D8 coming out right now. Oh, can you believe it? I won again.
You now have 12 hit points.
Yeah, ooh.
Wow. A 5th level fighter with 12 hit points. It is possible.
Yeah.
It is also the lowest hit points you could possibly have. Oh, what's that?
Sorry.
Oh,
I twisted her ankle or something a little bit.
somebody just got murdered over there. Or was in the process of being murdered.
Wait, we're live now? Oh, crap.
I mean, that wasn't me. It wasn't my side.
So what about things like surprise chance, anything like that, or?
Doesn't change. For a fighter, the only thing that changes you level up are your hit points and your to hit numbers. So you're now 5th level. So your base chance to hit is +6. If I recall correctly, you have a +1 to strength, is it, or a +2 for your strength modifier?
+1 to strength.
+1, so that makes your melee to hit +7.
Okay, where's
I think your dex is a flat 0, right?
My dex
That's weird. That was a weird video.
9. Yeah.
Your dex is 9, yeah. So your missile to hit is just +6.
That was weird.
+6 on a melee, you said? +6?
+7 on melee. And
+7.
+6 for missile.
Where is that on this sheet? I don't. Oh, okay. So it'd be underneath the strength then. I just write it there, right? With the little circle that's next to the 13. I would put a +6. You said? Is that right? Am I doing this right?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh no! For your melee attack bonus?
Yes.
No. And to the right of that, there's the box with saving throws. Below that is your box with your attack bonus. Base attack bonus is your base attack bonus goes in the first one, and then with your strength bonus, this one goes in the second, and then your range goes in the third.
Okay, so
I think your total bonus was 6, right? That would go in the middle one. Did you have a strength bonus?
Yeah, so melee is 7, missile is 6.
Got it. So your
6.
Base is 6, melee is 7, range is 6. Like what Ian just said. I'm just repeating things.
No, that's okay. At least you copped onto that.
Melee is 6 or 7?
7.
7. Okay, got
Yep,
that.
because melee is modified by your strength.
Okay, and now I'm over.
Fighters get that attack bonus, man. Woo.
Yeah, they do.
Well, it just turned back to 3 again. Hold on. For some reason it's acting stupid.
Oh, we're live. Hi, everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we are.
7. Now stay at 7. You go for that one, and let's see if we click it again. Okay. Huh. Every time I'm changing it, it keeps changing back. Let me try something else here. Okay, so 6 for days. Let's start. Oh, it's one of those forms that you can fill out. Change.
Hmm.
So I'm trying here. 6. I'm going to go for 7 there. There it is. Okay. 6, 7, and 6. Is that's range to 6. That's what it was to begin
Yep,
with.
that's correct.
Okay, good. All right. I guess that's it. I mean, unless you know of anything
Yeah,
else.
that's okay.
All right. Thank you.
That's it.
Appreciate
Just hit points and attack modifiers. It's the only thing that changed for fighters. I
Yeah.
know, Jose, we got covered. You get your 2 skill points. Oh, there's private chat messages. I missed those. Sorry. Oh, okay. Let's see. Hit points. Andres is a specialist. What's his constitution modifier? Does he have a constitution modifier, Jose?
Negative. He is my con is 9.
Okay, so it's just a 0. Your starting hit points. Let me see. What level are you now? 5th?
Correct.
So 5th level specialist. The most hit points you could have would be 30. Average, if you rolled average every time, you would be at about 18.
Okay. The reason
So
I was asking was
I don't
just
think you rolled hit
remember.
points.
Yeah, I don't think I rolled. So
No, it's 1d6. No modifier because your constitution modifier is 0.
do you mind if I just take average and then roll the last one, or do you just want
Oh,
me
you
to?
don't have hit points at all?
No,
I
no,
thought
I
you said you
do.
had 12.
I got 12. You just want me to roll the one for this level?
Yeah, just roll the one for this
Okay.
level. I was just trying to figure out where you were
Yeah,
at on
because
that.
you were slightly above average at level 3 with 12, because that would be 4, 8, 12, so 4 points each level.
No, at level 4.
But
Are
he's
you
level
level
4.
4 now or level 5? Oh, you're level 4 now. Sorry. I miscalculated. So average would be 4, 7. Yeah, 11 would have been average for level 3
Okay.
anyway.
Okay.
Mhm.
And now that I'm level 5, I'll roll for that one.
You're level 5 now, right?
Yeah.
So then you must not have rolled it for 4 if you're 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might have rolled it for 4, but not rolled it for 5.
Yeah. Okay. I
So
just
just roll
rolled. I got a
1d6 and
4.
add it to your 12. You rolled a 4, so yeah, you now have 16 hit points.
Nice. I still only have 10.
Yeah, but you got a 3rd level spell,
Oh, no, I have 12 now, because I rolled 2 on my d4.
and you got a 3rd level spell.
I got Army of 1. Oh, boy. That is an awesome spell. I can't wait to use it. You guys get in a big fight.
That was in your book, right?
Yes. That was in my special book.
Yes, I know. The book you found
Right.
in the Tales from the Scarecrow.
Indeed. Oh, I love that book.
Yeah, just don't ever get caught with it.
Exactly. That thing never leaves my side.
You should let me know about all these things, so if anything ever happens, I can.
Oh, I have an idea.
I can steal it from you while you're being searched.
I don't think he's probably ever let you know about it.
No, the only person who knows about it is Cole.
Because he was with you when you found it.
Exactly.
The Deus Malleus. Okay. So that's leveling up all done. I think for everybody then, right? Merrick's done. Crystal, I'm sure yours is up to date, right?
Yes, I've updated mine.
No problem. I know you're on the ball. I just thought I'd double check, just to be sure.
No problem.
Now let's see here. You were asking about property prices. Now I wanted to check and see. Got my handy referee book here.
And maybe I should
Ooh.
probably go over that with them as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it, and then I'll go over what I found out. Like I wrote everyone, but I'll say it.
There is one thing I would like to do now that I'm level 3 as well. When I get a chance. And that is, at one point, I need to cast Explosive Ruins on the Malleus Deus and on my spellbook.
Okay. Sure, we can talk
So
about that today for sure.
anyone ever opens it, the book will be obliterated, and they take 2d6 damage at full. The reader automatically takes full damage.
Does that still?
So the person who opens it takes
Who
full
is-
damage.
Right. Anyone else in within 10 feet takes full damage unless they make a save versus breath weapon, is it?
Takes full damage or takes
they-
2d6?
They take 2d6 damage. No, they take full damage. Okay, so yeah, so you roll 2d6 damage in a 10-foot
reader
radius.
takes
The
full,
reader takes
doesn't
full
have a
damage,
saving
no save allowed. Anyone else in the area of effect takes full damage unless a saving throw versus magic is made for half damage.
Right, gotcha.
But regardless, the object, the book, or whatever, is obliterated.
You sure you want that?
I can cast it, and only I would be able to open the book.
No, I understand that. But if you
But,
cast it on your book
Mm-hmm.
and then somebody else happens to take a peek, your book is gone.
Yeah, but I'm also not holding a demon cursed book anymore.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
I'll think
Just
about
checking.
it. I might do it. I'm thinking.
Also, like, really, who's going to take a peek? The only people that would take a peek would probably be people you don't want. I mean,
Exactly.
Rachel's not going to look at your shit. Like, she has just more respect than that. But
Andres might, but fuck him.
I would probably warn you guys not to open those
See,
because of dire consequences.
Andres wouldn't do that because the whole devil magic type thing. You know? if it was something else, then sure.
Fair enough.
I'll hold off on that for the moment, though. I have Army of One memorized at the moment. And I really want to cast Summon at some point.
Okay,
Which, if we do get a place to live and it has a basement, I'm calling the basement.
In the middle of your laboratory.
No, so I can put a spell room down and and summon something and
Yeah.
hopefully not obliterate everybody.
You can do all kinds of evil things on there.
Maybe procure some criminals for sacrifice.
Hey, GM, among the weapons and everything that we had, did there happen to be any scatter shot around?
What to purchase? Oh, you mean if you found any scatter shot there?
Yeah. Because I didn't reload my guns last session, so I'm reloading them right now.
No scatter shot.
Okay, when we get back to the city, I'll need to buy some. Can I, is it possible to load my gun with, a regular shot and then, unload it and reload it?
That's an interesting point.
I mean, I don't mind wasting the black powder if I have to, but I was thinking, I could probably, take the black powder out.
Well, you should definitely be able to unload it. Just knock it out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, something like that. They probably had to clean them, right? So
sure, one of the tools for loading has a hook or something on it.
I'm looking at safe ways to unload muzzle loading rifles and pistols right here. So yes, you could.
Okay. Do I have to waste the powder to do that?
I would imagine so.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, that'll be fun. I'll do that. That's fine. I'm just going to go ahead and load it
You
with.
can save the bullet. You can save the shot.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and load it with a regular shot, and then we'll head back to town.
That was a good
Or are we
question.
already back in town?
Something that's never come up in the years that I've been playing Lamentations of the Flame Princess.
So I don't know that we need. So we already had the bank come and take all the money, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Already happened?
And let me pull up my
I think we
notes
did that
page, which
last
started
game.
session.
But with the weapons and stuff, we have all these beasts of burden here, these horses and stuff.
Yep.
We could find the choice stuff among them, bundle all it up. I mean, we got plenty of canvas here. We can load those animals up with weapons and stuff to take back with us to sell, and just abandon the rest.
I'm trying
burn
to
it
think.
or bury it or something.
Do you remember how many animals there were?
Oh, there was horses, goats. I don't remember exactly. There was
No.
there was definitely horses though.
Yeah, I don't
There
think
was-
you really mentioned. You just said that was.
I did mention
Oh,
it. But
mules
I can't remember.
maybe.
Yeah, there was horses and mules. I can't remember how many. I think I said it in one of the sessions, but
And we can also sell those beasts.
We want to make sure they don't have a brand on them or something that we might be accused of being a horse thief.
Well, there is that. If they do, then I guess we should just slaughter those animals or release them into the wild.
horse thieves will be punished by death.
Oh, but here's the thing. If they have brands on them, we can bring them back and turn them into the city as recovered from bandits, and maybe there's a bounty. And then they can be returned to their owners. And we get some more renown.
I'm just gonna show it, because that should be easy to do.
You guys have all your money written down, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I just noticed that I did not put that in the notes. I think I have it written on my handwritten notes. So anyway, but so yeah, you already paid the bank the 5. What was it? Not 5%.
5%. Yep.
5%. Yeah.
Yep.
To come pick up the money, safely transport it back, and put it in your accounts.
Oh.
Whoa.
Yeah, they got like over 5,000 silver out of that.
Somebody's playing the trumpet over there.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like, if I just leave myself unmuted, there's bound to be some random sound come from my background.
Where are you transmuting from? A coffee shop?
No, I'm in my house. That was my mom. She was no.
Okay.
I don't know why I don't just go back to my room. Oh, I was eating earlier, so that's why. But either way, she's about to go in her room and watch TV, so it'll be quiet up there.
Yeah, I gotta make sure I mute myself so I don't Darth Vader the thing too damn much.
Here's my notes. There we go. It was the 23rd of November. And there's all the silver and copper. Okay, I did write it down. I thought I would have written it down. I also wrote down the various other goods that were there. Cool. I did not write down total values for those, but I wasn't sure if you'd end up taking them or not.
Well, I can't imagine we can bring all of it, but I'm sure not all of it's worth bringing back anyways. But I'm sure there's swords and things like that we could bring back.
Mm-hmm.
Shit we can sell.
There are some weapons.
I'm seeing some errors in this sheet I made. I fixed them, but yeah, the pre-made sheet. So when I get back to work on Monday, I'm gonna work on that some more. I thought I'd fix some of these things, like minor stuff, like some of the tab stuff, and then some of the coin stuff is now like not lining up right. So got to make version 2.1.
Okay.
So if we wanted to haul that stuff, like the swords and any kind of miscellaneous things we might want to sell that wouldn't be identified, we could make like a travelway like the Indians did, the triangle that's attached to the horse, and then drag put a blanket or whatever across between the two ends of it that grabbed the ground and stuck it full of swords and stuff. The pot.
Hey, is it possible? Okay, like a powder horn. I can't remember how much it costs now. I think it's like a silver piece or so. But is it possible to fill up a powder horn for like less? Because I have a powder horn, but I have like 39 uses left of it because it has like 50 to begin with. So is it possible for me to just refill that for like a few copper?
Just top it up. Yeah, I don't see why not.
And also,
so how much does it cost? Just tell me how much it costs for a powder horn.
I
can
one silver piece.
It's one silver piece for a powder horn, yeah.
Yeah, and I need.
And you need 11 instead of the regular 50.
Yeah,
So 3 copper.
Okay, cool. All right.
3 copper. Will cover it.
And just to go ahead and do it, I need 8 shots for my shot bag to fill it up to full. And that's
Shot
also
bag is normally 2 silver pieces.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah. Scatter shots 1 silver piece.
And how many rounds do you need?
8. It takes 100, and I have 92.
Okay, so another 2 copper pieces for that.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yep, that'll do it. So I'm looking anyway in the referee book, Crystal, about property.
Mhm.
And it makes reference to the property and investment rules.
Yeah, there's the rules on the taxes, but it doesn't say how much it would actually cost to have something built.
Let me see. I'm wondering if that's because it's from a previous edition.
It did mention it. I was reading that too, and it mentioned that the property values in the equipment list is on average, but it just talks about renting in the average.
Mm-hmm. It does. Let me see here. I want to find these. Where are these property rules? Property and finance, page 53. Okay.
Oh, there it goes. It says the cost to buy is 100 times the listed rent price.
Oh, cool. Did I just miss it then?
So, for example, if you wanted to buy an extravagant inn, it would be 100,000, right? 100 times 100. No, that can't be right. That's right. 10,000?
Huh? No. Hold on. Where? Let me find this rule.
Page 27 of the Grindhouse, but it's in the equipment list.
Oh, you're looking at the Grindhouse.
Yeah. It's just before the miscellaneous equipment.
I'm not sure if it's
It says
in
lodging per day unless noted. The cost to buy instead of rent is 100 times the listed rent price. So 10 square feet is 30 silver pieces. So if you wanted to buy 10 square feet of space, it would be 300, right? No, 3,000 silver pieces? That doesn't make sense.
Here's a watching cost per day.
Math. Don't ask me to math things. That's what
The cost to buy instead of rent is 100 times the listed monthly rental price.
Right.
Are you looking at that in the Grindhouse as well?
Yeah.
For me, it's on. I'm looking in the art-free version or whatever.
Yeah.
Like Grindhouse.
In the equipment list under
page what?
Under food. 29 for me. It's under food and vehicles, services, and then there's lodging. And then under lodging, it says cost per day unless noted. And then the cost to buy instead of rent is 100 times the listed monthly rental price.
Right.
Except for it says rent is 1 month per 10 square feet. So it's per day. So 10 square feet.
It's per 10 square feet. So 10 foot by 10 foot. Not 10.
So 30 times 100 would be 3,000. So 3,000 per every 10 square feet. And I've estimated that we need at least 120 square feet. So that's 360,000 silver.
Yeah, we ain't buying anything yet.
Yeah.
Let me just double check. I want to do my own math here. Not that I don't trust you, but I just don't.
Because right now, Ute is playing us more than enough to lodge at a...
To be fair, I've been wrong about math enough in the past that you can totally check my math.
Now, you said you need 120 square feet. Do you mean you need...
That's just what I calculated.
120 feet each direction?
No, just...
Because that's per 10 foot square. So you're talking about, think about a grid map.
Right? Oh, right.
10 by 10 area.
I did mine square. Okay,
because 10 by 10, that's 100 square feet.
But 10 by 10 is 100 square feet. Oh,
yeah, that's how squares work. Length times width, or length times height.
Well, then I probably did do some pretty bad math. Let me see.
But that said,
let me make sure that I even have right for because I might still be right, sort of, if I'm
Because the
looking.
room that I'm in right now is probably 120 square foot nearly. I don't think you'd have 4 people living in that space.
Right.
Not very comfortably, anyway.
All right. Let me look down because I might have done it right and I just didn't realize that. And so I probably do mean 120.
So I think if you want to buy something like that, or best bet for
Yeah,
you,
because an
Elm
accountant
Street.
cost, because for an accountant we need 10 feet square plus 20 feet square. So I did do it in square. I just
Where do you find that?
Under retainer or under the retainer section, and then the retainers. It's the very first retainer on page 47.
Thank you.
For me, it's 47. I have the art-free version. I don't know if that makes a difference.
It doesn't. Nope. 47. My bookmarks are just getting in the way. Okay, there's retainer. Okay. Space requirements in feet square. So this is the confused part. It's confusing people. Feet square is not square feet. Okay. 10 foot by 20 foot feet square. So that's a 10 foot by 20 foot square on a map. That's 200 square feet. You understand?
Okay. Well, it says 10.
It says 10 foot plus 20 foot.
So that's 30 foot square.
All right. Hold on. That doesn't make sense. No, it should be maybe it is 10 square feet, but Jesus Christ, 10 square feet. That's like 3 feet in each direction. That's nothing. You could barely stand in that space. Well, if you're rotund like me, anyway.
No, I'm pretty sure you're right. I'm pretty sure it is like square, because that's what I did. Because I took like a grid and I counted like each square is 5 feet or whatever. Right. So, and then I squared that to be like, okay, so 10 feet would be
the space requirement details how much living space the retainer requires for living space on the property. If there is a plus number, the second number is the workspace they require in addition to their living space. But see, okay, I guess like 10 foot square, to give you an idea, or 10 square feet would be like a 2 foot wide by 5 foot long. Like that's not even a bed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have a problem with this. I'm thinking what they mean is when they say 10 feet square, I think they mean 10 by 10.
Yeah. That's what I think too.
Yeah, the number squared is times itself.
It's got to be. So 10 by 10. So it's 100 square feet of living space.
Yeah. And
200, 400 square foot of office space.
So it was like, so I added up the feet, which was 120 feet. But then, that's square feet, actually.
What did you add up? Did you just add it up like 5 accounts?
Yeah. I just added up, for example, the accountant, 10 plus 20. And then for each of us, I did a 10 for those 4 PCs. So that was a bedroom each. And then I did I did an extra 20 or so for a kitchen, and 20 or so for a living room, or 30, I think, for a living room or something. So it was so it's still square feet. I was just,
I get you. We're getting the rules and the way they're talking about it kind of figured out here now. So
still 360,000 silver bases.
Okay, so if it's 30 silver pieces for 10 foot, because it says 10 foot square, so that'd be 100 square feet, right?
Yes.
So it's a 10 foot by 10 foot room. I'm going to measure something. I'll be right back.
So a 10 foot by 10 foot room would cost you 3,000 silver to build. Or no, that's 100 foot room. 100 foot by 100 foot, right?
No, it's 10 foot by 10 foot.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and you're right. That would cost 3,000 silver to build.
Yeah. So to build 120 square feet worth of property would cost 360,000. So we're not going to be able to afford that.
Wait. So 120 square foot times 30 equals that times 100. Yeah, 360,000. You're right. Yep.
I mean, the only way I could see affording that at all, but I don't even know if it's possible to take equity from a bank or whatever. You know what I mean? So
Well, probably not yet at this point in time. No. I mean, like this is you're in Amsterdam. This is like the world's first bank.
yeah.
You
So
know?
yeah. So for that reason, no, I'm thinking no.
So what we have established is you can't afford to build a house.
Yeah. Okay. So my question was then, since we've now determined that we cannot afford to build a house, let me go back to.
You remember the apartments we lived in, Ian?
Yeah.
Those are about 11 by 15.
Okay. Yeah.
For
So
just the main room.
So let me see here. Hold on a second. Why is this not working? There we go. So 11 by 15.
That's about 165 square feet, just in the main room.
165 square feet. So let's see, what's the square root of that? 165. Where's my square root? Square root.
It's 12 point something. 12.8.
Oops. Why is this not working? 165 square. Oh, wow, this calculator sucks. Square 165. Yeah, 12.84. So let's just say 12.85. Simplify it. 12.85 times 30 silver pieces. So that would be in Lamentations price range, 385 silver pieces and 5 copper pieces a month to rent. And then
that's a
lot.
To build that, it would cost 38,550 silver.
Yeah, smokes. So here's our other options we have, which probably look like we're going to get to, but so a riverboat costs 1,000 silver pieces.
But can you live on a riverboat?
That's one question. It also requires a crew of 16 if we actually want to use it. And that means we have to actually, whenever we want to use it and we get a crew or whatever, that means we actually have to pay them, which can be pretty expensive, I believe. I'd have to look up crew price again.
I'll say we keep the.
So here's the thing: the riverboat goes. If we sell the riverboat, it can go 24 miles a day and it can row 18 miles a day. It has 6 hit points and can hold 10 tons worth of cargo, which is more than enough for what we need right now.
Yeah. I get
sailboats hold 3 tons worth of cargo.
I'm just looking at images of a riverboat.
But here's the other thing. Now, a river galley requires a crew of 20, and it has the same stats other than that, only it has 12 hit points and can hold 50 tons of cargo, and those cost 4,000 silver. So if we pitch in 1,000 silver each, we could easily get a river galley that holds 50 tons of cargo. I mean, that's so much more space for just a little bit more.
We would still need to hire people. If we leave it, we'd still need to hire people to be on board to guard it.
I mean, we could rent them out per month or whatever. And, let's see. And how much does a crew cost? Let's see.
While you're doing that, I went and found an image of a 17th century riverboat.
Mm-hmm. They look pretty fancy.
I don't think you'd be living on it.
Oh, really? I must have looked up the wrong kind of riverboat. Oh, that's definitely not the kind of riverboat.
Yeah, we ain't living on that.
Yeah.
If we have to start hiring people, then we're gonna take a chance on somebody gonna stab us in the back or steal from us or steal our
Of course.
boat or whatever.
Yeah, it's going to happen at some point, though. We're going to need to hire people at some point.
Yeah. We definitely need an accountant.
That's why you want the
I mean,
person with the
even
good
if we're just
charisma
getting
modifier.
a river galley, though, a 17th century river galley. Well, you probably couldn't live on one, but I don't know. You might be able to live on one of those.
Antonio wouldn't be comfortable living on one of those. He's a bit of a fancy guy. He wants a nice, secure room.
I'm looking them up now because I want to see what a river galley would look like.
Paul likes to pay his bill to hotel, motel, whatever it is, and leave his bed messy, but have somebody clean it up for him, and then come back to a nice warm bed that night.
Yeah, you guys, though, you already have that room for like a month already rented, so it's not that big deal for you guys.
Galley. So
you're rich enough now. You could come over to where we live, and we could all have maybe we could rent a wing of the hotel or whatever it is, and have 4 rooms there, kind of together, where we could maybe even a dining area. They might even have a private dining area for us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just running thoughts through. I'm not trying to change everybody's mind. I'm just saying that way we don't we're not tied down to this one place either. We can take off and not worry about it.
Yeah, make your mind. It's all good to me. I like it. I like
these images I'm looking at of a galley. It looks like it would have multiple decks. Probably would have.
How about a wagon? Living in a wagon like a gypsy.
Yeah.
You want to buy some caravans?
It could work. Move with us.
All right, hangers. Here we go. All right.
Well, here's the thing, though. Renting. So if we rented 20-foot square, that would be 60 silver piece a month.
20-foot square.
Right. So it says 10-foot square is 30, so 20-foot square would be 60.
Okay.
We could probably rent.
Although, actually, no, if you think about that, no. 10-foot square is 10 by 10.
Right.
So if you want 20 by 20, you're talking about 4 squares.
Oh, you're right.
You know what I mean?
So that would be, that'd be 120 silver pieces. Well, how much are we being paid every month? 600?
Yes. Now, also keep in mind, obviously, it's a lot cheaper just to rent a room at an inn.
Right. And that's what I'm renting in a fancy inn. 25 silver pieces per day.
Oh, per day, yeah. Times you're paying 750 a month. You're spending more on rent than you're getting paid.
Right.
Yeah. So
that's in a fancy inn. Are we in a fancy inn or a secure inn?
You were in a fancy inn.
A fancy inn. Okay, so
you're paying 25 silver a day at the Oriental Princess.
Yeah, I think we might be better off renting.
I don't know what the rules are for the crew because we have sailors here, sailor captain, sailor navigator, and sailor oarsman. So, and those are all like live-in. Like those are live-in. You pay them monthly. Monthly. They earn a wage. So for a regular sailor, it's 63 silver pieces
a month.
A month. For the captain, it's 250 silver pieces. Of course, we have a sailor, Cole, right? So Cole could probably be captain, right?
He could be.
And then you need a navigator for 100 silver pieces.
Cole, what's your charisma?
Give me a second to bring up my sheet here.
Let's find out if he'd be a good captain or not.
I think my charisma is not too high, but I'll tell you, right?
So you need a navigator, which is 100 silver pieces. And then
sorry.
What'd you say, Rob?
That's 10.
He could be a captain.
Yeah. Decent, at least.
Average.
Better than me. Way better. And then sailor, and then there are sailor oarsmen, which are 30 silver pieces.
Oarsmen, though, would not be as capable as regular sailor. So
yeah,
oarsmen just just rows pretty much,
Right. Well,
whereas a standard sailor, releasing 3 silver pieces a month, would be able to handle sales and all the rigging stuff as well.
Well, the thing is like, if say we only need, 16, or say we only need like so many oarsmen, like we could have oarsmen and then we could hire a regular crew, something like that. But assuming we would hire a regular crew and we would hire 20 of them, I guess that's what you would need. That would be, oh crap, messed that up. 63 times 20 if we had a river galley. That'd be 1,260 silver pieces a month.
Yeah. I'm thinking it's definitely something we're going to need to do at some point. But right now, I think it's still a little beyond our means, even though we did have a really nice payday.
Yeah, I agree.
But who knows what's going to happen in the future?
So there's not much. Can we get to that river from the outside?
You know what? It might be a good idea, rather than staying in inns, would be to scatter ourselves in the area and find rooms to rent, because it would be cheaper than us staying in an inn for the long term. We're going to be here for a year if we're going to honor this contract. So rather than staying in an inn, if we rent a place, then we're going to be spending a lot less.
How do you figure? Rent is more expensive than staying in an inn.
No, because it's per month. If you look at the rent, so like a 10-foot square per month is 30 silver pieces.
Oh, that is per month. You're right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Rather than
750
silver pieces per month at a fancy inn like where I'm staying right now.
Right.
But if we rent someplace, even if I rent like a place that's like 10 by 20, which is about the size of my little studio apartment, that's only 60 silver pieces a month. That's only 10% of my monthly income from Mr. Jupe.
That's also what we need if we're going to have an accountant. We have to have a 10 by 20, a 10 plus a 20. So basically.
So we might be better off finding apartments to rent.
And then we could chip in together for the accountant. Because trust me.
Why do we need an accountant yet, though? Because we're not owning property. You don't need an accountant if you're owning property.
Well, we will.
Eventually,
we will need an accountant if we have investments.
If we have investments, I don't plan on investing anything right now. I plan on hoarding my money because we have places to go eventually. And I don't want to set too deep of roots in this city if we're going to be leaving in a year.
Well, it can only last a year. And then you can decide to withdraw.
But if we set down like roots in here, we're going to be getting involved in more political things and shit like that by being property owners.
Okay, says the guy handing out gold like it was willy-nilly.
I handed out 2 gold pieces, and you don't even know about that.
I think what it is Tony were together and they had a dream kind of thing of getting a ship and going to England. But now we've got arrangements to get some good pay so that eventually we can get that ship with you folks if you want to, and we can all go over there and then we can buy property because that's where we want to stay at because it's a lot less turmoil as far as we know as players. Than if we go over here on the continent. The continent has been hell to us. We've been chased. We've been raped by a dang slug. I mean, you name it.
And honestly, we don't even need to buy a boat to get to England. We could buy a passage to England.
Yeah, you can get passage and then have more money to invest once you get there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey guys, another thing to consider if we do rent a place, I think we still need to spend a gold to sustain ourselves or whatever, because it's 1 gold per PC to so that's
even how much is a gold and silver? That's 50 silver.
Yeah.
So even if I spent 60 silver per month rent and another 50, so 110 silver per month, I'm still only 1/6 basically of my monthly salary from Mr. Jupe, and I'm still packing away the money.
Yeah, less than 20%.
You do have your hotel thing, but I don't know if you can get any money back from that.
No, I'll finish out my stay at the hotel before I find some place to rent. I'm only rented for the month.
Yeah, he paid up front, so.
If we found somebody that would rent us the second floor, like say they had a double floor building, rent us the second floor, for a decent price, that would be worth it for us. We could have four bedrooms of our own, and then if there's any other rooms left, we could turn it into a study where somebody needs to study something, or our friend there has to do a lot of studying sometimes, something like that. And then they would, by our renting that would include them cooking, and we'd go down to the kitchen and eat when we're ready to eat, or when meals are ready. Maybe we could find even a private person that would do that for us. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out in the atmosphere.
I agree. It's definitely cheaper than buying it. I don't want to set down roots too deep in the city. I don't mind making contacts. Because over the year, who knows? I might need a good carpenter, or I might need some under the table dealings with the docks. So I put nice little inroads with that. That's what I was doing.
So here's my question: what about Joop Van Oom? I mean, is there any way we could he's our employer. I don't know. He might would take more off our check if we asked for a place to live, but
I'm sure he owns several properties. We might be able to, probably end up taking like half our salary though.
Yeah, exactly.
But even then, that's what, 300 silver?
Yeah, true.
We're still making 300.
It wouldn't hurt to ask his retainer, kind of proposition a little bit as a question, and then see if it's okay or not. That was a good idea.
Yes, I am. I got married.
I know. I definitely do want to get property. I understand why you want to, but right now, I'm not. Antonio's not open to that type of thing.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I want to go to England eventually, and I don't want to have to sell property here to be able to go to England. I want to just be able to jump on a boat and get out of here if I need to quickly.
Exactly.
That's probably what we need to do for Youp anyway.
That's the way we kind of been, or at least my character, and I think Antonio's been the same way. We've been kind of on the run for a long time, and it's just like, we don't want to set roots down too quickly until we're sure that's where we want to be for sure.
And I'm thinking, I haven't really built his backstory up too much, but I'm of the impression that there are people back in Italy that he'd rather not have to deal with at some point. And the further I can get from them, the better.
Probably the same for Rachel.
Little did we know about the.
Well, actually, Rachel's from England. Actually, Rachel may not be able to go to England.
Bad blood?
Yeah. I haven't totally figured out the backstory yet. But yeah, she's definitely running from England. But then I don't know how much it would matter. It's probably something I need to discuss more with the DM in private.
Yeah, definitely.
How much I have planned even really makes that much sense. So, or how much I've thought about makes sense.
So, if you want, there are rules about investment. If any of you guys wanted to invest some of your money now, generally you invest it for a year and then you get your annual return. It can be a positive or negative number. You might lose money. That's the risk of investment. But we can work that out to where the yearly return comes right around the time that your contract.
That also reminds me. I was thinking,
That's brilliant.
Yes, it is. I was thinking that stuff. What if, rather than paying for an investment, we were to talk to, say, our old friend Dominique, right? We were already discussing Dominique. Rather than sell Dominique that stuff, what if we gave it to him as an investment?
Like the weapons and stuff from the camp?
Yeah, we could give it to him as an investment.
Does he trade in those sorts of things, though? What does he trade in? That's what we would need to know. Yeah. Didn't I ask him when we were partying what he invested in?
I think so.
I don't remember what it was.
Pretty sure he does like merchant. I think he just says, I don't remember. I think he was just a merchant. He just said merchant.
Didn't he say he brought wine from Italy?
Yes.
He gave a vague answer.
No, he was
Oh, he
Italian.
did.
I'm pretty sure he brought wine.
Right.
Hmm I had to think about it, but I remember it in the conversation. Yep.
It was wine. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he probably doesn't want to.
Well, merchants are always looking for money.
True. Well, I don't really have an official contact with them, but we do know of the Yorkin family who are gun merchants. They probably would still take weapons.
Do we want to? But they're all used weapons, though. So
it's true.
It might just. I don't know. I think it would be better, personally, to just sell them off. Like, pick the choice batch, sell them off, and tip off someone about the rest of the stuff there.
To just gather the most expensive looking stuff.
Right. Get load as much as we can without overburdening the beasts that are there, the mules and the horses. Bring them all back. If any of them are branded, turn those into the city guard, and then sell the rest. So we still have our 4 horses. We have all the horses and mules from the bandit camp. As much of the good stuff as we can get from there. And especially like the tent candidates and all that. We didn't burn anything down there. Well,
I'm pretty sure, if I recall correctly, I think they only had like 4 horses and 3 mules.
Okay, they can still carry a lot, and we're not going to be riding them. So
no, just thinking, for sales purposes. I can't remember; it might have been more than that, but without going back and watching the video, I can't be sure. I wish I had written that down. I don't think I did. No, I wrote down how many bastards there were, but I did not write down the animals.
Yeah, that's a good amount, though. I mean,
also,
they had a wagon too, though, that they would throw their shit into. Maybe
some carts.
Right. So carts would be great. We can really load those up. And we don't have to worry about flying bandits trying to come swoop down and take them.
Quick question. Are we going to do any role playing as far as shopping tonight, or should we just?
We can. Yeah, we totally can. This is kind of like upkeep and figuring out what we're going to do with your money and what we wanted to do between, the last job which you finished, and the next big kind of adventure that's coming up next.
Okay, so just whenever
we can, that's why I wanted to figure out the property rules. If you wanted to buy property or build property, I looked at the investment rules there, so I know pretty much how that works. I have to read it again before I do the rolls, but I understand the basics of it. Yeah. Now, if you want, we can go over all of these other goods. So, what did you want to look at first? The weapons or the animals? Let's look at the animals. Let's put this down in the actual notes here. Which, by the way, Crystal, I'm sorry, you asked a question earlier, but I didn't get a chance to answer it, and I didn't hear the full question anyway. Something about the river. You wanted to know if it was accessible from outside?
Yeah.
It's a river, so of course it's outside. I don't understand. Outside of what?
Well, I meant could we find our way to that bandit camp down? Like, could we sail from Amsterdam around and down that river towards the bandit camp?
So, yes, you could take the river here. This is the Netherrhine. Yes, here it is. You can take that river west to this other body of water here. This is more of a canal, the Amsterdam Rhine Canal, which links from the Netherrhine there all the way up to Amsterdam, I do believe. That's why it's called the Amsterdam Rhine Canal. Yes. And that eventually feeds into the IJmeer. That's like the I don't know how to pronounce IJ in Dutch. I'm guessing it's I. The IC IJmeer. Yeah. They have one here called the Gooey Mere. The Gooey Sea. Interesting. That's probably pronouncing that completely wrong too. But yes, to answer your question, you can take the river until you reach the canal that leads up to Amsterdam.
I was only asking because I was thinking we could get a sailboat and put all the stuff on the sailboat. However, I'm now looking at costs, and sailboats actually cost six grand. Like that's more than a river galley.
You'd be better off with a riverboat, yeah,
Yeah,
or even just a smaller riverboat. Yeah,
forget that.
and again, you may be able to rent one if you can talk to somebody in Amsterdam. You may be able to get somebody who has a boat, pay them a sum to take a couple of days to go down there with you and load up and bring the stuff back.
True. But then we're responsible for it and all that. And man.
Anyway, back to the notes. Does everybody have the notes page up, the one I made on the Google Drive? I sent you the link to earlier this week. Nobody else is in it at the moment but me, I can see, actually.
I am now. Or I'm getting in there.
Does anybody still need the link again?
That was not it. All right. That was something else.
I'm sorry I missed your question. What were you asking me?
The link to the notes page I made that's accessible and editable by all of you.
Okay, now I'm in.
I'm putting it in again into the Facebook chat.
Yeah, just got on.
Okay, I can see two people there. Yep. So I see an anonymous anteater and an anonymous buffalo.
I'm sorry. Where's the link at?
I just put it in the chat again, the Facebook chat.
I'm sorry. I was trying to look up some other stuff.
So let's get down. Let's go to the bottom here. I will start a new category. We're going to call this. Oh, did we have a name for the bandit camp? We didn't have one, did we? No. What was the bastards, right? Bastards.
Flying bastards, or let's call them the flying bastards.
Flying bastards. They were Florence bastards, but yeah, I like the flying bastards. Flying bastards loot, right? And so we had originally 59,432 silver pieces.
Mm-hmm.
We had 52,176 copper pieces. We've got 4 horses.
I'm sorry, I'll be right back. My cat's begging.
3 mules.
Right.
Okay. Then I haven't assigned amounts yet to these, but we have linens, stolen, of course. All these are stolen.
Mm-hmm.
Cloth, clothing, which could all fall into one category, but I'd like to differentiate. Although cloth is a linen, isn't it?
Linen is a cloth, but the cloth wouldn't necessarily be linen. But
weapons, cutlery, nails, earthenware.
Rather than linens, wouldn't canvas? Because the tents are made of canvas, right?
Tents would be made of canvas, yeah.
Okay, so tents.
That's not what I included. This is like
gotcha. Oh, I gotcha.
Buff coats and leathers. That was kind of stuff we had in there. So let me bold that and underline it. Let's make it a little bigger too. There we go. Just really kind of make it stand out a bit more. Do the same up here too. I originally wrote this on my phone, so I didn't do much. I didn't do much with the what's the word I'm looking for?
Fonts.
Yeah. Formatting. I didn't format much. Now. Okay. Let's tidy this up. I'll just move on to the next page. There we go. Now, if we were to take that, so 59,432. Okay, we can go back to a normal calculator now. Thank you. 59,432 plus basically 5,217 is basically 64,649 silver pieces.
And then 5% of that went to the bank. We ended up with like 60,000 something, I remember.
Times 5. So, we're just going to tie this up. Let's take this, let's underline that. So that equals 64,649 SP, which also should not be underlined.
I really love seeing it like going, like being made right there and everything moving.
Sorry, what?
And I
Oh,
love how you're typing it and you just see everything happening.
Minus 5%, which is 3,230, call it 233 silver pieces.
Nice. They made a good profit off of that.
So we take that, we underline that. So 64649 minus 3233 left you with 61,416 silver pieces total. Doesn't have to be underlined anymore. Get rid of that. There we go. So that divided by 4 would have been 15,100 or 354 silver pieces each.
Yep, that's right. That sounds right.
Okay. That's
My
what
account
you
agrees.
Right. Good. Just making sure.
I actually have 17,000 in there now, but I had a couple of thousand in there still.
Yeah, you had money still in the bank.
Right.
Cool. Okay, so that's all sorted out. Got the math figured out on the money from the actual cash that was there. Now for the rest, we can start determining what you want to do with it.
Okay.
And Crystal's not back yet, I take it.
So linens and cloth and stuff, that would probably sell better. Earthenware and stuff like that, I don't know that we want to carry that stuff back. Tapestries, those are pretty traceable, but
yeah,
I don't know what we want to do with those.
I'm back.
I'm going to start putting little things, little notes here.
You can add it on anybody. Any of you should be able to add it on this,
Right.
I think. So feel free to type on there if you want to add. All I ask, like I said in the thing before, is don't delete anything without asking first. So I don't want you to delete anything that I added, that I wrote in or something, for example.
Can I delete that 5% from the bank and then
How do I
total money?
How do I type in here? It's not letting me type.
Is it not?
No.
You might have to give permission.
All right, I might have to check the permissions then. Let's see here.
Am I muted?
No, you're not muted. I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
You were asking if you wanted to delete something, but I couldn't hear.
No, I was making a dumb joke. It's fine.
Oh, okay. I need to change the link settings. Hold on. Anyone with the link can edit. Let's do that. Now copy the link. Sorry, I'm going to have to give you a new link. So go ahead and back out, close out the document.
Okay.
And I'll give you a new link. I apologize. I thought I had done that right the first time.
I think once you say anyone with the link can edit, it'll use the same link.
No, it wasn't letting me.
Will it?
No.
Maybe not.
Yeah, the link has definitely changed.
That's much better. Now I have the whole edit bar. Okay. Bookmark that.
There you go.
I've used before in
Okay. So
the Google Sheets to actually make like battle maps and stuff before, so people could put their like characters on the thing and stuff.
Really? Google Sheets, huh?
Yeah. It slows down the game a little bit, but also it's like you actually get to see what you're doing. So
put little
stars in there. Is that you, Merrick?
Put little stars by things that are potentially easily traceable, like weapons could have with maker's marks, tapestries because they're tapestries, buff coats could have like where they came from, maker's marks type of things. So like the raw, like leather, The earthenware.
Leathers is leather armor.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. So then, yeah. So that.
Let me. I had originally shortened that. Leather armors. Let's call it.
Okay. Clothing. So those things that we'll put little stars by might be traceable, like armor, buff coats, tapestries, earthenware, weapons.
Animals too could be branded.
Right. I didn't put marks in those yet. So those things are all potentially like raw cloth. That could be. I mean, but this other stuff, nails. You're not going to trace nails. But do we even want to bother with the nails?
Right.
Well, you know what?
They're probably not worth whatever their weight is to transport.
Exactly. Cutlery. That's like.
Well,
Right.
Forks, tools.
That could have maker's marks.
If it's silverware, it could be worth something.
Right. So, out of all that stuff, a lot of it, meh.
So here's the question: do we even want to waste our time with this stuff? I mean, we're taking the money, right? We could take the money and then just go tip off the local guard, like, oh, by the way, we found some stuff out in the woods. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah, you could report it, and then they could go and possibly return the stuff to the merchants.
Right, and then
as long as the horses and the mules aren't branded, we can just keep them, sell those off.
Right. So
they are branded.
They are branded. Okay. Yes.
We
can just leave them here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So all that extra stuff, I mean, we got a shit ton of money off of it. The rest of it, do we want to bother carrying? I honestly don't feel like doing all the manual labor to haul all this shit back to the city.
Yeah.
Oh, there were some boats too, right?
There were 4 boats, yeah. And those, I mean,
those would be rowboats, right?
Basically. Like clothes, we could maybe take some clothes. We could have nice clothes. If there are any like nice suits and stuff here, we could each take a few outfits that we like.
Right.
I would be the one to think about clothes, wouldn't I?
No, I definitely would be thinking about that. I'd look through the clothing and stuff, see if there's anything nice. Like maybe the buff coat. What is that? That's like, is that armor? Or is that
buff coat's a type of armor.
It's a type of armor.
It's found in the appendix.
Okay, then no.
It's a modern armor. You know what a buff coat is? You don't know what a buff coat is?
Vaguely. Hold on.
I feel like I showed one before. Let me see here. If I go to images. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I wouldn't wear that.
Yeah, you did when I was trying to steal one.
There's some examples of buff coats.
Yeah, I'm seeing it now. No, that's something I'd probably bother with.
It gives a +1 to 8 to armor class, basically.
So I already have armor. Just leather armor, but I would look through like the clothing and stuff, see if there's anything nice there.
I didn't realize I still had the riverboat thing up. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to pull out some clothes, let me see here. Does anybody have any special size requirements? Is anybody particularly large or particularly small?
Nope, I'm not.
If there's a dress like this, I totally want it.
Like a fancy dress, like a nice dress?
Yeah.
Let's see here. Where's the clothes thing? Clothing. Extravagant, normal, poor.
Wouldn't care. Rachel wouldn't care. I want it.
Oh, you? I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about your character. Yeah, I don't care what you want.
No, but no, seriously. Rachel would make something like that. I mean, it's not something she'd normally wear, but if she's going to be in the presence of someone like you, no, who knows?
Right, something fancy. Yeah, so I'm gonna look for any kind of like fancy clothes.
Yeah, there definitely are some.
That way, she doesn't have to buy them herself. She can just
Yeah.
Yep, extravagant clothing.
I'll look for a couple of outfits.
Yeah, you could easily find a couple of outfits each.
Excellent.
If you wish. Lots of normal clothing too.
Definitely better than spending the money on it. So.
Not much in the way of poor clothing because, well, why would they be
right
exporting that kind of shit?
Some of you men might find some nice wigs in there as well.
What's this fucking idiot cat doing? What the hell are you doing? What's with this stupid balancing act, you weirdo? Come on, move
She's
your
establishing
ass.
her dominance again.
You're a cat. You're supposed to be graceful.
Yeah.
I see her standing over there. She's got like one leg on the little like TV stand, one leg on Ashton's computer chair. She's like balancing between the two. I should say she had 3 legs on the stand, 1 leg on the chair. Like it's weird. Cats have 4 legs. Go figure. Anyway.
Yeah, take
so
a couple outfits.
Some of the men might find some nice wigs in there as well.
So nice what?
Wigs.
Oh, I thought you said legs. I'm like, ew. Hey guys, look at these legs I found in a barrel. Yeah, sure, probably. Wigs.
Yeah, they did like their wigs back in the 17th century.
Yeah, I rolled. Yeah, there's definitely some wigs to be found as well.
No,
Anybody
I don't need
wants-
a big.
Wants
I'll
a
take
powdered
outfits,
wig or-
but I don't want to wig.
What about makeup? Find any makeup?
No.
Oh man, makeup expensive. Oh well, I have a fancy dress. Hopefully that'll be enough. I don't get paid to look pretty.
Yeah, what's that saying about putting lipstick on a pig? No, sorry.
Yeah.
Rachel's not a pig. She's just an old weathered warrior woman.
Exactly.
Hey, so that should cover. Pardon me, my voice is cracking. That should cover. That's
Going
something.
through puberty finally.
Yeah. So you want to do that then? Just report the.
Yeah.
Report the fort, so that somebody can go out and bring the goods back and return to the merchants.
Hey, can I find a backpack?
Yeah, absolutely. There'd be some backpacks around.
Great. That'll help me carry my frickin'.
They definitely would have had some backpacks. Oh,
I had a backpack once, but then someone went and burned down the inn that it was at. So,
what about the weapons then?
I
You don't want to
think
take any of those?
Nah, I mean, if there's a better sword than what I have, but I'll
Oh
look at the sword.
shit! I just remembered. Jan had the really good sword, didn't he?
Sure did,
That son of a bitch.
bastard. If I find him again, I'm gutting him with it.
I mean, you can let me have it. You can just say he left it to me.
Oh, he wasn't letting that thing out of his sight.
Well,
It was like a 5,000 silver piece sword or something like that.
I probably wouldn't want to.
I'll look through the weapons and see
Magic.
if there's a better. Because I have a long sword, or just a. I just have a sword. So if there's a nicer sword than what I had, I'll take one of those.
Yeah, I guess the same here. I mean, I have a medium weapon. I'm thinking it's just a long sword, but I mean, I don't want anything that's like jewel encrusted or anything because typically those kind of things are not. Those are like just
set pieces, right?
Yeah. Showpieces.
Yeah, that's not a
So if there's anything that looks more practical than what I currently own, I might would take it. But
I'm looking for.
I don't think so.
Damn.
What are you saying, Rob? Sorry.
I was just letting them know that I'm looking also for a sword and a bow, a good bow. If I can find a good bow.
Do you have a sword to go already?
refill your arrows.
Yeah, you could definitely refill arrows. And sorry, did you say do you have a bow and a sword already, or?
I think I have a short sword or probably a regular sword I picked up somewhere, but it's nothing special. Just something.
Okay.
Cool. If there's an upgrade, I would take one. But if not,
Yeah, probably not. But what about a bow? Did you have a bow already, or no?
No, I did. I borrowed the one that I used.
You borrowed my bow, yeah.
Yeah.
So you want a long bow or a short bow? You'd
Well,
find both.
Is that a short bow that you had, Antonio?
I had a short bow, yeah.
That's pretty
A
good.
long bow is an oversized equipment. It counts as 1 point of encumbrance. You
It's
know, just
definitely
like
short bow then. I was pretty good with that short bow.
cool. Yep, you can have a short bow. You can add it to your character sheet. How many arrows you want? There's tons of arrows to be
Looks like
found.
I'm refill my quiver,
Quiver full, yeah.
which is 16 arrows.
Is it?
That's what I have in mind. How many can a quiver hold, though?
I just want to double check. I think it actually says something in there about how many arrows are in a quiver. I just want to double check.
It
It might
does.
not, but
It does. I do remember seeing it before.
I'm looking it up now.
I want to say it's 20. I want to say that because that's the rules.
Yep, a quiver carries 20 maximum. So a
Okay.
full quiver is 20.
And I believe that's either with bolts or with arrows. Yep.
Yes, correct. Correct. Come on, stupid. Jesus
So
Christ.
you might could also find,
Ow.
I don't know, I mean, it would be up to DM, of course. You might could find a light crossbow. Those fire the same as a short crossbow.
They're so slow, though.
How are they?
Yeah, I was watching some crossbow videos recently, and it's like the rate of fire on that it's basically like as long or longer to reload than a gun.
It's not so bad in Lamentations, but if I recall correctly,
the short bow actually fires further. It's interesting.
I think a what is it called? A light crossbow takes 1 round to reload, I think.
Yep, it does.
Heavy crossbow takes 2
AC.
Where do you see that?
Like under the missile weapons. Like
yeah, here we go.
Third one down.
Light crossbow fired every other round, ignores 2 armor class points. Heavy crossbow fires every 3rd round, ignores 4 armor class points. Guns ignore 5 armor class points. Just FYI.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, I'm just going to stick with my short bow. If there's a nicer one, I'll grab that, but
okay, yeah, no.
It's still going to be the same mechanically.
Yeah.
So I basically replaced some of my equipment with slightly nicer stuff.
If there's any other short bows that aren't being picked up by anybody, I'll take the string off of it for an extra string piece of part.
I'm sure.
Here.
There's plenty of extra strings.
How about a sling? Are there any slings in there?
A sling. That's interesting. I'm going to roll in a second here to tell you. Oh, quiet you. Quit being such a baby.
I saw some interesting sling videos recently, too. I was looking up all those weapons.
No slings.
Dang.
Although you could easily make one out of a leather thong.
True.
I might just buy one when I get back to town. Because they don't encumber, and they can actually be pretty useful. Like you could use them to throw a bullet or a stone somewhere, and make noise in one area and allow someone to sneak off in another.
Slings fired with stones instead of bullets have half the listed range.
Mm-hmm.
What were you asking, Antonio?
The range is 300.
Antonio, Jose. Oh. Jose, who plays Andres. Why did I say Antonio?
I was trying to get a melee weapon. Something fast, but that doesn't suck.
You don't have a melee weapon currently, or?
I mean, I do, but I might as well search for something better.
What do you have?
1 second. I got 2 daggers and a standard sword.
Okay. Yeah, I can't think of anything better that you would find for what you do.
Is that a medium sword standard?
Standard sword, yeah, is a regular sword.
This 1d8.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much the best. You can get a rapier, which does a 1d8, but it has a -2 penalties with opponents with an AC of 15 or better.
Exactly. It's not very good against heavily armored opponents. Rapiers.
I just have a standard sword.
What is this idiot doing?
Spears are also good. I like a good spear because you can also throw a spear. So
And they can be used to attack from the back line.
That too.
Second rank, I mean.
Yeah, if you want, you could find spears. They definitely have a few spears at least. So,
but they only do 1d6. Well, I say only, but 1d6 is still. I mean, the best damage is a 1d8. So
You can use it to receive a charge, but a sword does more damage close up.
all right, who gave my cat?
Charging you on a horse,
stage?
you could jab the spear in the ground and maybe knock them off their horse.
Or if somebody's just running at you, set your spear and let them hit that.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other equipment upgrades you want to make?
Yeah, it's just all cosmetic, really, for me.
Okay.
I'm going to drop those bolas, by the way. I don't need them anymore.
As you wish. Didn't end up getting to use them, did you? Actually. Yeah, well, I forgot about them.
Well, it's always nice of them. I mean, we know we can easily make them now, so. And I have a backpack again, so that's great.
Okay. So then, does anybody remember when? Wait, maybe it's in my notes when you rented those places. What date was it when you first rented those?
I don't remember.
It's coming close to the end of the month, I'm thinking.
No, it's not.
It is now. Right now, it's the 23rd of November. I'm just wondering when you had rented them.
Yeah, I mean, like,
It was right after we got that. Right after that first meeting with you.
Yeah, it was that day. Was it the day of your contract? So November the 7th. 7th of November. Cool.
so does that mean that they have them rented until the 7th, or is it still the end of the month?
I think for the month I charge you 30 days, right?
Yep. So I'm going to start looking for a place.
November is a 30-day month, right? I do believe. There's no November 31st.
Did you not end up getting them for like 60 days or something? Because, like, it was something like if I remember there being some deal that if you would buy 60 days, like, he'd give you free breakfast or something.
Yeah, we got that for the month.
Okay.
Like a breakfast included, but drinks were not.
That's right.
I don't think anybody rented for 60 days. Okay.
So when I get back, one of the things I want to do is start looking for a nice place to rent.
Okay.
Well, actually, the very first thing you should probably do is stop by the bank, tell them we have a massive amount of money, we'll give them 5%, blah, blah, blah.
They already did that.
Okay. Then the second thing I would suggest we do is go to Yoop and let him know that the job is done. We should probably do that after we leave the bank.
We'll stop by the guards first and let them know about the bandit camp that we subjugated and how all the goods that.
Not before the bank gets out there.
Oh no, after the bank. All right, the bank's already come and gone.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, so basically we're back in town now, and the bank is come and gone and everything, and we have our money.
I already got it written in my bank account slot on my character sheet.
Yeah, me too.
So actually, by the time all that is done, by the time the bank comes out, gets the stuff, brings it back, we'll say it's been another few days have passed. Oh, yeah, let me pull up my calendar.
Yeah, so we ended on the 23rd, which I think was what, a Saturday or a Sunday?
That's what I'm looking for right now. Hold on. November 1631. 23rd would have been a Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, so by the time you get back there, it's a Monday. They could get out there to get the stuff on the Tuesday. Have it back there again for the Wednesday. Yeah. So we could be looking at maybe the 27th or something like that by the time you guys are back in town and comfortable. And
Okay.
let's add an extra day. Let's say you took an extra day going through all that stuff. So 28th.
All right, that's the 28th. So that's been 5 days.
Since you took out the camp. Yep.
Okay, so I had to pay 15 to keep my horse up. I had to pay 15 silver to keep my horse up. Actually, you know what?
Well, you had your horse with you, so remember, you didn't stable it in the city. You had it with you.
Yeah.
But we've been in the city for 5 days now, right?
No, you haven't.
No.
Oh, okay. So then I didn't have to stable it those 5 days?
No.
Okay. Have we had any room expenditures or anything then?
I assume you guys are camping mostly out there at the camp, at the band,
Okay.
the fort.
All right, sounds good.
Oh yeah, does anybody want any tents?
Nah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have looked for
There were tents at the camp.
That was my point. Yeah, saying if anybody wanted to take a free tent.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'll take a tent. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, there's several people tents, right?
I think one tent's supposed to hold like 2 people or something in this game.
1 or 2, yeah, something like that. Let me double check here. Tent. Brand, pavilion, personal. Okay, so look.
Okay.
I don't think it has any description actually for them in the. I think a personal tent. I just want to see if there is an actual description under the items, the equipment stuff. But
Probably should be somewhere.
So, quick question: we destroyed this place. We killed all the guys, and we pretty much threw all the bodies in the pile and burned them. Pretty much, right?
Well, we definitely dragged them out of the site for the guards from the bank when they showed up to get all their stuff.
So I just think it's kind of funny that we did all that and then we're sleeping in the same place that we just slaughter all these people.
yeah, I would say that those tents are
We
what
don't
are
need it
called.
anymore.
Really? Because that just doesn't seem right to me, honestly, personally. I would think they'd be like regular tents, which I would imagine would hold like 2 people.
That's what I just said.
Oh, I thought you said they were personal tents. So we grab a couple of
regular tents.
Yeah, let's grab 2 tents. Don't get 2 tents. Har, har, har.
Now, regular tents. Those are also oversized items. So same as like
that's something the horse
chainmail or a great weapon, etc.
Yeah, the horse is
So,
going to bring that.
So if anybody wants to carry one,
Yeah. I mean, heck, we're not
Okay.
not encumbered at all because all my stuff got burnt up in a fire.
I don't speak English.
You should stay at nicer inns next time.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you stay at the kind of inn where arsonists and drunks hang out.
I can afford it. Maybe I should treat myself.
Lady to live in poor accommodations when you don't have to, because it's just harder on your body.
Yeah. So how long will it take to actually find a place to rent?
Well, I suppose it's going to depend on how you want to go about it. I think you had made mention of wanting to ask Yoop, yeah?
That's probably the first thing, yeah. When we report to him,
I mean, he might be able to set us up in like a fully furnished place. You know what I mean? And just
especially now that he's completed his first job so well.
Yeah.
So you want to go back and talk to Yoop? Which reminds me, I can pull this up and I can actually write in the other NPCs' names here. Who else was there? Oh yes, we had important locations, important people. Yoop Van Ooms. We had Henry the 8th, who is Yoop's personal secretary, assistant, professional, and social manager, and all around lackey. And then there was Gilles de Rais, Gilles de Rice, probably Rice, Gilles de Rice. Who, well, I'm just trying to see, does it give him an actual job name here? A bit about his background. Offered him a job, yes. What's his profession's name exactly? Okay, so he is Yoop's personal enforcer. That's his job. Gilles de Rais, yeah, he's a giant, massively built black man in his 60s. He's even older than you, Rachel. Always impeccably dressed, keeping up with modern fashions to a degree that confounds even Joop van Ooms. I have a cool little picture here too. Actually, can I share it with you guys? Let me see if I can. I can. It'll just take me a minute to get it all set up. I don't know why I didn't pull this before for, or did I? Let me double check my folders. No, I didn't. Why didn't I? I am in the wrong folder. Lamentations of the Flame Princess. The magnificent Joop van Ooms. Which for some reason I can't find. I thought I had it saved here. Magnificent Joop van Ooms. There it is. Actually, I can even just to keep it simple, I can just show it to you this way for now. So let's put that over there. Pull XSplit up over here. We'll get rid of this riverboat now since you're no longer interested in buying one of those. Now I will go to the right page. There we go. And add source, screen capture. There we go. There's an image of Joop van Ooms, Gilles de Rais, and Henry VIII.
I'll move the bandit stuff to the next page so we have more room on the main one for people and such.
I'm sorry, what?
I just move some stuff around there to make more room for people's important people's.
The question there is, which one of those is Joop van Ooms and which one is Henry VIII? I'm thinking Joop van Ooms is the shorter one.
I don't know, because Henry VIII was a fancy guy, right?
Well, they're all kind of fancy.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Henry VIII.
Youp's probably the front one, yeah.
He acts in the most effeminate manner at all times. This is because he thinks it makes him seem more French and therefore appealing to the sophisticated ladies.
Maybe he's the one in the back then with the fancy feather in his hat. No.
No, that's Gilles Rice. He's
Right.
the giant former slave.
I'm fairly sure it'd be Yoop in the front and Henry on the left.
Well, the guy in the front also has earrings. You is an older
I would say
gentleman.
the one in the right would be you.
You
With
think?
that fancy scarf thing that he has around his
Yeah.
neck. The first
Well, they
one.
both have that. There's a
The
term for it.
ruff.
I'm thinking what this.
I'm
Oh, you
talking
mean
about
the on the coat?
Yeah.
Right. I think that guy in front is probably Henry VIII. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I actually I think you're right.
With the earrings. You is older looking.
Yep, I think you're right. I think that's Yoop on the left, and the one in the front would be Henry VIII. Yep. I'm gonna agree. That will be what we will go with. Because the only other image I have of
Does it?
Yoop Van Ooms is the cover image, which is done by a different artist.
Is there like a
And,
caption under that picture?
No,
Okay.
there's the only other.
Yeah. No earring.
Yeah, no earrings. It's true. I think it's a different artist who did that anyway. But
Yeah, he's definitely, the guy on the left is definitely Yoop. Yeah.
cool. A bit of silliness, I guess, but
Well, I will put on my
nonetheless,
fancy
it's
outfit when we go to meet with you.
okay.
Yeah, as well put on a fancy outfit. In fact, the one I listed earlier, that's the one I actually wear, but no makeup because I didn't get any.
Yes, the illustrations and the inside. So this would have been Jez Gordon, I would say, did this artwork, whereas the cover art was done by Jason Rainville. Which, if we go all the way to the last page, woo, holy crap! That's not the way to do it. Let's do it this way. That's what I was looking for.
What the hell happened to his face?
Yeah, I don't know. That's not a him. That's a her. That's the Flame Princess.
Oh, she's having fun things happen to her yet again. Does she have
red
a
hair? You can see she's missing fingers on her left hand. It's hard to tell, but she would, yeah. I'm sure she does, because she lost her leg in the same incident where she lost the fingers on her left hand. That's also in the artwork, believe it or not. So anyway, now Yoop Van Ooms will greet you. It is on the 28th of November. Yes, we determined. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need to cut out of this. We'll get out of there. Oh, let's take that out of there. Remove. Back to here. Okay. Yes, the 28th of November. It is now a Friday when you meet with Yoop. It's near 3 weeks since he gave you the job.
Master Van Ooms, I would like to report that we have splendidly annihilated every bandit that was preying upon the merchants using their flying machines. We've also destroyed all of their flying machines. Unfortunately, we were not able to bring back the head of the leader, as it was scattered across the field of battle.
I'm sorry about that.
No worries.
Sounds quite gruesome.
What year was it again? I'm sorry.
1631. And casualties?
Among us, none. Among them, total.
None, you say?
We suffered some injuries, but we lost no one. Other than some companions have vanished along the way into the ether, I know not where.
That was going to be my next question. I believe there was a Mr. Kali Das.
Indeed.
And a gentleman by the name of Natayawa also, who I had contracted.
Indeed. Mr. Kalidas, I don't know what happened to him. He vanished in the city at some point. The man from the Americas vanished at the roadside inn on our way out to our initial scouting mission. He left in the middle of the night and has not been seen since.
I see. So it's just the 4 of you remaining. Well, I guess that will be easier on my pocketbook.
Indeed.
If you're comfortable with the number, I won't need to seek replacements.
I think we work rather well together.
I will have to remember this the next time I decide to pay a month in advance.
Well,
1,200 silver pieces for two individuals who just vanished into the night. Ah well. But the job is done, you say?
it isn't that.
Florin and his bastards dispatched?
Indeed. After we finish with them, we have alerted the city guard to their location so they may go and recover whatever merchandise may be left behind.
I understand. Very good. I'm certain that will win you some favor amongst some of the locals, perhaps. At
Unfortunately,
least amongst the merchants.
we did search the camp for any evidence of plans for those machines, but we did not find any, and we were not able to discover who actually built them in the first place, unfortunately, nor the source of their materials. But
well,
we do know it was a foreign wood from the Orient.
Really?
Extremely light and strong. The machines themselves are fascinating. They powered them with their own bodies. But they were extremely fragile.
How many machines did you find?
Only 2. One we destroyed during one of their initial 4 attacks on the caravan we were guarding at the time. The other we destroyed in their camp.
Very good. So you hired on with a caravan to lure them out.
Indeed.
That's good thinking.
Unfortunately, we were not able to trace them that time. The second time around, we followed about a mile or so behind a second caravan, saw their attack, and were able to trace them that time. Fortunately, they did not attack the caravan we were attacking, but they had attacked another one along the way and left evidence of their crimes behind, and quite an easily followed trail back right to their camp.
Oh, very good. Now, Florence and his bastards will trouble the merchantry no more then. Well done, well done. I think you've earned some rest and relaxation. I will make a point not to disturb you unless any emergencies come up with any more tasks for at least a week, perhaps longer.
We have been discussing some things among ourselves, and us staying at an inn is probably an unmanageable expense on our part. We were wondering if you had a property or knew of a property that we could rent while we remained in the city.
I may. What kind of requirements? What kind of property would you be looking for? I am a man who has his fingers in many pies. Is that the way the saying goes? Something like that.
Well, personally, and among the rest of us, we would, of course, each like to have a private room for ourselves. Some way to procure food. Someplace secure.
Of course, if possible, we would also like a place that we could meet in private to discuss your contracts and such things while...
So, private rooms, secure, at least a meeting room or a private meeting room.
Yes, it was difficult at times to find privacy to discuss these matters without, of course,
a kitchen and larder.
A basement if possible.
Well, that's not a requirement. I wouldn't mind one, though. Well, maybe it is required.
It sounds like you're looking for a house.
Like a storage place. I mean, I don't know if Amsterdam is going to have underground basements. as it is a coastal city.
It is rather marshy around here, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know about that time period. I'll have to look it up and see. But then again, I do believe Joop van Ooms has lower levels in his very own in this place. So yeah, and he is an architect. So
Of course, we could not afford artwork as magnificent as yours, so just a place to hold back the winds and
1 second.
keep the chatter inside would be enough.
Very good. I will see what I can come up with if you give me a few days, maybe a week. You have lodging in the meantime, correct?
Indeed.
Good. Good. I should be able to find something for you by this day next week, and we can discuss the costs then to see if it's an option that you wish to pursue.
That would be greatly appreciated.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Very well. And is there anything else that I can do for you, or?
I can think of nothing else.
Not at this moment.
Very well. Well, thank you very much for your efforts, and I appreciate the loyalty and that the four of you are still here and still available for more work. I'm glad to see none of you were harmed, although who knows what has happened to the two Indian gentlemen. Well, the
I understand.
Indian and the American.
I wouldn't say we were unscathed, but as you see, yes, we are still all here.
Good.
Rachel moves in very obvious, painful motions.
Yes, Rachel was quite exquisite in her battle. She kept most of the camp occupied. She did suffer for it, but
Oh yes, I believe you were staying at I don't recall the name of the place. The establishment that burnt down.
Right, yes, I was staying there.
I'm glad to see that you survived the fire anyway.
Bastard owner probably burnt it down himself for the insurance.
Insurance.
Well, however you men of money handle such things.
I don't know very many men who would burn down their own places of business for the money. No. But anyway, go enjoy yourselves. We will meet again. We'll meet again next Friday. Say for breakfast.
sounds great.
Yes.
Let me check my diary here. He pulls out a book and flips through a couple pages. Let us see here. Friday will be the 5th of December. To meet again on Friday, 5th of December for breakfast. Excellent. Okay, cool. That's taken care of. Anything else then that you want to do?
Rachel, yeah, she would like to. Who would you talk to about getting plate parting for her horse?
Ooh, it would be an armorer.
I'm thinking. It's 1,000 silver pieces, which means about 50. That's 20 gold pieces.
Is it? Let me see here. Where'd you find that? Oh, that's in the book, isn't it? It's not on the. It's not on the inside cover.
It's in the. It's in the book. It's I believe it's right below armor, if I remember correctly. It says barding.
Armor. Oh, that's not armor. That's
Yeah, right below. Yeah, equipment list, and then the very first equipment list
Oh
is.
yeah, barding plate. Yep, 1,000
Yep.
silver pieces. Whew. Yeah, you'd need to talk to an armor. That's going to be a custom job, and will take some time for sure.
Okay. She's gonna go to the bank. Since she would probably realize that it would take some time and everything. And she'll go ahead and take out 10 silver pieces, which will be 500 gold. Right?
10 silver pieces would be 500 gold, correct?
So I'm trying to find my character sheet real quick. Okay.
I have something I want to do, but I'm ready to wait.
She'll take out 500 gold, and she'll go.
500, 500 gold.
Yep.
500 gold is.
I mean, not 500 gold. No. Shit.
25,000 silver pieces.
She's gonna take out 10 gold, which is 500 silver pieces.
Okay.
Sorry.
No problem. Just checking.
I don't even have 25,000 silver pieces in there. So,
We're gonna rob the first bank robbery.
Yeah. No. Although, don't give me ideas, DM. But no, seriously, she just takes out 10 gold, puts that in her pouch, and then she'll go straight to a blacksmith or an armorer smith, whoever she needs to talk to.
Yeah, an armor. Yep.
Yeah, an armorer. She wears chainmail, so she's probably dealt with someone before, right?
Yeah, I think so. Did we not meet an armor in game? No.
We met a gun guy.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I
I don't believe I ever wrote down his name. Yeah, it was Gunther's Guns, and Gruten was the owner. Gruton. But it was Gunther. Yeah.
God, I must have written that down somewhere. I would think. Oh yeah, Gunther. Oh, that was somebody else. That was back in Karlstadt. Maybe I didn't write it down. God, that sounds like something I would have written down. Let's write it down now. You said it's Gunther's Guns?
Yeah, Gunther's Guns. And I probably didn't know how to actually spell the name, so this is how I ended up spelling the name.
Gunther's Guns. And what was the name of the owner?
Gertion. Like I said, I probably didn't know how to actually write it down. So what I wrote down was Gurtian. Probably nowhere close how you actually spell it.
Yeah, okay. I think it's Gearton. And I don't know how to spell it off the top of my head either. I probably pulled it up on the fly off the what do you call that? The name generator.
It might be Gearton.
So we're not in this guy's house anymore, right?
No, I think we've left.
Yeah, you've left.
April's left. You guys can do what you want.
So Ian, I had a little question. Is like poisons like a thing in this game? Like I could go find somebody to like make that type of thing?
Yes, it could be a thing. It's a shady thing.
Oh, I'm a shitty guy. What can I say?
Hmm.
I was curious, but I definitely don't want to go around asking people, especially since I'm a Spaniard and people don't like me. As it
Okay,
is.
so you're just asking me, but you don't want to.
Well, I wanted
You
to
don't want me to
ask.
actually look it up and how it works.
Oh, you can look it up. I was just like, if we were still with that one guy, but I would have asked him.
You know,
Which
by
one? Which one guy?
Our employer.
Oh, would you ask him?
I mean, I would have asked him just in case, because I mean, the type of work that we're doing, and especially like that crazy fight we went through, I might as well get into some shady stuff that could help us, could save our lives.
No, I would not know where to acquire such a thing. It's highly illegal, you know.
Well, I imagine a lot of the businesses are gonna be highly illegal.
what is it you're trying to get?
He's asking about poisons.
Poison.
Oh,
Here it is, Gertian, Gertjan. I
yeah,
found it.
we were near close. Um, I have an out of character question. Would alerting the guards to where that stolen stuff was at, would that in any way like curry favor for us? Like, would they be less inclined to look at us as criminals now?
Well, maybe for the time being, until you do something criminal. Why?
Well, yeah. No, I was just asking out of curiosity more than anything.
Yeah, I mean, it would give you some reputation. For sure. Merrick, what did you want to ask about?
I wanted to talk to Dominic about investment.
Dominic DeLuigi.
Yep, about investment opportunities. If he had any leads or whatnot.
Oh, there's always opportunities. Yes, if one just simply asks. What kind of investments?
Oh,
Or is that why you're asking?
yeah, I'm not merchant inclined myself, so I'm a little ignorant of these things, but I have some funds that I would like to see grow. I will be planning on staying in the city for about a year. Whether I stay beyond that or not is up in the air at the moment.
Well,
But
investments do not necessarily need to be mercantile. You could sponsor an explorer.
hmm,
You could assist a craftsman in opening their own shop,
hmm,
investing in it, therefore.
hmm,
Or, of course, there is always, of course, importing and exporting of goods, too. You can always invest in those.
true. And out of character though. I did wonder if Johann is ready to open his own shop yet, or if he's still apprenticing.
Who's Johann?
Johann van Goot. He's the guy that I met with about the wood, who I gave us a gold piece to for his services.
Put him on the list, man.
I did.
Good.
Yeah, he's
Any of those NPCs that stick out in your guys' brains, put them in the
Yep.
notes. Because I have the reason I started this notes document is because my papers are just a jumbled mess, man. There's stuff
Right.
everywhere, written upside down, backside of pages.
Mhm. I put him and the harbor master in there with a little
Good.
note that they're contacts that I made.
Oh yeah, Johann van der Goot.
Mm-hmm.
Johann van der Goot, apprentice carpenter.
Perhaps I should go and pay him a visit.
Was he a carpenter? Or he was a woodworker.
He was a woodworker, yeah. Furniture and whatnot.
Cool. Right.
Also to the list, guys, we may want to add, I'm not sure, Jan Alfer, who was the caravan guy who hired us from the Dutch Woodpecker.
Oh, right. From that other town, Nijmegen, whatever it was.
Nijmegen, yep. Yeah, and Alfer. Yeah, go ahead and add him if you want, Crystal. Do so. They put a little parentheses to say that he's in Nijmegen.
What was a merchant? Is that what he was?
Caravaneer, merchant, something like that.
Yeah, I just have him written down here as a merchant. I believe they were hauling linen, if I recall correctly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna put locations too on those ones you added to remind me that they're in Amsterdam.
Yeah. You could also put down Dutch woodpecker probably because that's where he was. That's where we
Yeah,
typically found him, so that's probably where he stays.
the Dutch woodpecker.
That's still
Was
the
a
best name ever.
was it a fancy inn? I can't remember what I said. I think it was a secure inn. Let's see, lodgings. Yeah, it was a secure inn. Secure inn in Nijmegen. And there, now Nijmegen's written. Oh, Nijmegen's written out a couple times in there, so you guys can see how to spell it. Good. So, yes, of course, some investments are more risky than others. Of course, the more risky the investment, the higher the potential returns. However, also the higher the potential losses. You understand how such things work, I would assume, Mr. Valenti? Yes? No?
Sorry, I was adding that guy to the thing. What was it you said?
Said some investments obviously are more risky than others.
Indeed.
In fact, game mechanics wise, there are stable, risky, and wild investments. But
So I think then what we'll do,
The higher the unstableness of the adventure, the more probable return you could get. Of course, y'all need an accountant probably for that. Just saying. But also, like the higher chance that you'll like the business will just bankrupt and you'll get nothing back at all.
there is a chance of that as well. Yes, and yes, hiring an accountant does give you a bonus to the.
Like so, depending on well, never mind. I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
so I will, finish my dinner with Dominic. Of course, I bought dinner for him, so I don't know how much that would cost, but and then I think I will set up a meeting to talk to the Johan at some point in the following week.
Okay. No problem at all. Johan van der Goot. Right. And so, what can I do for you, Mr. Valenti?
So, how long have you been an apprentice to your father? Have you considered opening your own shop at any point?
Of course, yes. Well, I mean, I guess the idea would be that I would take over this shop when my father is ready to retire.
Ah, that makes more sense.
But that probably won't be for a long time. But I don't think I have the capital to open a shop of my own.
I see. And being able to inherit a stable business is probably better than venturing off into uncharted waters, as I guess you would say.
Well, perhaps yes, but there is always my brother as well.
Truth be told, I've been looking into possibly investing some capital over the next year. And you're one of the first people I considered speaking to about such opportunities.
Oh, Mr. Valenti, I don't know what to say. That's very kind of you. Well, I don't know. I don't know how much it would cost, but I could start to look into. I could look into how much money would be needed to open a second Vandergoot wood shop.
Okay.
Perhaps, of course, in a different part of town, so as not to be
True.
competing with my father too much.
Of course. And Amsterdam is a large city.
Or perhaps maybe in another town altogether. Maybe it would be time to take Vandergoot's very good wood to someplace like Nijmegen, or perhaps I shouldn't have closed that tab. Or even, can't zoom in on that, can I? Eindhoven, perhaps.
I see. Well, I will be in the city for a while now, and as I understand it, the bandits that had been plaguing the road from here to Nijmegen have been dealt with. So it should be quite a safe travel for the time being until some other gang of crows moves in to fill that void, if any do.
Hmm.
Well, perhaps yes. Let's just call this a exploratory inquiry at this time. Look into that, see if it's something you might consider, and perhaps I would be able to assist in such a venture in the future.
Very good. I will talk to my father about it. Of course, he had always planned on handing the reins of the family store to me at some point, but like I said, we do have my little brother as well who could take over.
But of course, don't let this be something to cause strife in the family. I would hate to see that happen.
Well, I think increasing the family's profits overall is something any family would be interested in.
That is true.
Like I said, I will talk to my father. He's not an unreasonable man, and I will. Perhaps you would like to come by tomorrow, and I'll let you know what he has said, and
Of course. That sounds wonderful.
we can see what's to be done from there.
Very well. Then I shall take my leave for the day, and
Excellent. Now, mechanically speaking, do you think if you go through with this investment deal, you'd be interested in hiring an accountant to kind of help manage the investment?
it might not be a bad idea. I'm sure there's like accounting houses that you can hire like that.
And I imagine for such a venture, you're going to probably need more than just one. I mean, I don't know how much you're planning to invest, but probably need more than just you investing in it.
Right. So, yeah, because they only have 17,000 silver at the moment, only. But
Yes.
so yeah,
How much does an accountant charge per month? Let's find out. Oh, I've not gone back far enough.
They take 5% of the dealings.
Account 5% of amount handled. That's it. Okay, yeah, so it's a 5% cut. So let's put this on the notes and keep track. I like that. Van der Goot's very good wood. Eindhoven, we'll call it. It's probably going to go to Eindhoven instead of Nijmegen. Investment opportunity to pay out in November 1632. Okay.
cool.
Accountant hired takes 5% of 5% of the amount handled, right? Yeah,
Right.
takes 5% of investment. So the next question would be, how much would you be? So when you go back to him the next day, he's very interested in it. His father's very excited to hear that that he's had someone approach him with such an offer, and when he finds out that it's none other than one of the men who's involved in the recent dispatching of the bandits, Florin's bastards, helping to clear up the roads between Amsterdam and Nijmegen, and through that also eventually to Eindhoven. That encourages him even more, because you guys have kind of a good reputation with anybody who does trade, any of the merchants stuff in town right now. So he's definitely interested. The next question would be, how much money do you want to invest?
There is that. So, I mean, I'm not particularly swimming in cash.
Mhm.
I may have companions who may be interested in joining in on this venture.
That was
I would have to discuss.
do you want to ask them if they're also interested in investing?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
So you guys can discuss it on one of the days, and when you're all gathered together for your meals, etc.
Yeah. So I'll propose that to the group, that there is a carpenter who comes from a very good line of, or not carpenter, woodworker, comes from like a line of them. They have a very well established business here, and there's a possibility that they might want to expand to another town, but they would need, of course, investors in that.
I never got to meet my armor or anything.
Oh yeah.
Well, hold on, just trying to give somebody else a chance.
I'm sorry.
Back to you.
Well, if he came to us letting us know about that, I would definitely I trust him, so I would be like, I would chip in to help out and see what
Hmm.
we can do with it.
Right.
So we're looking at Antonio is definitely interested. Andres is also interested.
Investing in taverns or places that sell food wouldn't be a bad idea. Also, people gotta eat, so
Right.
That would probably be less risky. That'd probably be more of a stable investment.
Right.
I mean, how much are you asking us to chip in? How much would it cost?
That's the
Entirely up to
thing.
you.
Yeah. Thinking about the cost, but I'm honestly thinking of investing up to 10,000 silver in it.
Mechanically speaking, I'm not worried so much about how much you want to invest, because even if you don't invest enough for one guy to open a shop,
Hmm.
the account will just get other investors involved as well,
Right.
to cover whatever is left over. As far as the money to be made, only matters what you put into it.
Right.
If you put in 10,000 silver pieces and the place gets a 3% return, then after the year you'll get 300 silver pieces.
Right. So that's not a huge return, but
If it gets a 15% return, 15% off of 10,000, you get 1,500 silver pieces.
Right.
Something like that. Now, for a risky investment such as this one,
Hmm.
I'll just to be clear about the mechanics, just to be open
Right.
with you about everything. There's a 10% chance of it just bankrupting.
Right.
You lose everything. It grows at the end of the year by 1d20 minus 10%. So we roll a d20 and subtract 10. So just as an example, right now, I just rolled an 18, so that means it grew by 8%. Having an accountant on staff means that the accountant adds 1d10, so I just rolled a 10. So it actually grew by 18% in that case.
Interesting.
Also, when you roll your investment, if you roll the max number, it explodes.
It explodes, yeah, you roll it
Right.
down.
Yeah. So I'm thinking 10,000 silver is what I'm going to put into this. That'll leave me with 7,000. And we have potential for getting more along the way. I mean, we just had a pretty nice payoff.
So what happens come a year from now when we're let loose from our contract and we want to leave?
Right.
What are we going to do then if we do invest?
Well, depending on how it goes,
You can just take your money and go.
take our money and go. Yeah.
Yeah, you can decide if you want to reinvest or not.
I'll tell you right here. Where's the thing here about? These yearly return amounts. Yeah, it's a yearly thing. I know that. You can freely withdraw your investment at the time of the yearly return. If you wish to return outside, before basically the yearly return, then there's a penalty of 1d6 plus 4% subtracted off
Right.
your investment.
So how
These
much?
figures all include taxes due, so taxes are already figured in.
How much are they asking for that they think they would need to get this done?
I don't know, but like I said, it doesn't matter.
Right.
You can invest as much as you want.
I would invest
Think of it
1,000
as like
also.
gambling.
I mean,
like type of
10,000
gambling.
also, because the more that we can get this guy, the more materials he can get, and the bigger the place, so maybe he can earn more.
Right.
Well, I apologize, my friends, but I'm gonna have to set this one out. I don't think I'm willing to invest that much at this moment.
Fully understandable.
Only now in my life, being able to enjoy money at all.
I completely understand that. It's honestly got me biting my nails, to be truthful. But I figure if we're going to be here for a year, and after this first job being so lucrative, I have hopes that, well, not only we will survive, but we'll see other lucrative opportunities in the future working with Mr. Jupe. Mr. Yoop. So there's a possibility. I mean, I'm willing to take a risk at this point.
I'll tell you what.
Do not feel pressured, though, please.
I'll invest $4,000.
Okay.
Okay, Rachel invests.
I'm gonna pass.
Okay.
You're gonna pass. Okay. So Cole sits it out. Good.
All right. So I will go and speak with him again.
Now, Andreas and Antonio, you will each also have to pay 500 silver to the accountant.
Okay.
And Rachel will have to pay. Let me double check this. Why can't I do math? Man, because I'm getting tired. It's getting late. Oops. 4,000 times 0.05. Yeah, you'll have to pay 200 silver to the accountant for managing the investment for you.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's going to leave me with just under $7,000 in silver.
Okay. Cool. So go ahead and make the notes necessary on your bank accounts, etc. Now, you wanted to get an armor to build to make plate barding for your horse.
Well, before that, I would like to go get my chainmail from my to get my chainmail, and I'll actually withdraw 11 gold because I'm gonna have them mend my chainmail. I'm sure that there are holes in it. What with the arrows that went through me?
Sure, no problem. Yeah, and chainmail costs normally 500 silver pieces, right?
I'd have to double check.
I think it is. In which case, then 50 silver pieces, also known as 1 gold piece, should be plenty of coin to deal with any maintenance and mending, etc. Get it nice and looking like new again.
Okay.
Armor, chain. Oh, it's 100 silver piece actually. So you can get it for 10 silver.
Okay. Cool. Actually, so I didn't even need 11 gold.
To get a really good mending deal on it. Yep. So save yourself
So,
40.
what? Can I meet someone, or are we just hand waving it all?
Yeah, you can if you want. Yeah. You don't know an armor already. No, we already went over that. We didn't know one yet. Okay, cool.
I don't, but I have had chainmails before, so I don't know if I've dealt with this guy or if I just had my chainmail from. I might have just had my chainmail from my military career or whatever.
Here we go. I'll put this guy on the list too. So you find an armor. Where's the names? Important people. Boom, 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 boom. You like my notes for the Prince Bishop of Würzburg? I couldn't remember his fucking name, so I put what's his name. You find a man by the name of Rogier Rook. He's an armorer here in Amsterdam. So yes.
Okay.
I can definitely I can mend that chainmail for you. Get it looking like new for 10 silver pieces. It'll only take me 2 days.
Oh, that sounds great. But I'm actually hoping to hire you for something a little bigger than that.
Oh,
I have a warhorse. Her name is Epona, and I require some plate barding for her.
plate barding for a warhorse. Wow, I've never done one of those jobs. Interesting. I'm perfectly capable. Don't get me wrong. Yes, I would need to take some measurements. I'd need to see the horse.
Of course, yes.
It
She's
would be
stable.
it would be a long-term project. It might take me. Difficult to say since I haven't done the work before. I'd say 6 to 8 weeks.
Sounds fair enough. I'm willing to pay half up front for the
I may
price.
be able to. I may be able to finish it sooner, but I don't want to quote you too soon of a time, and then deliver late. I'd much rather deliver early, if you understand.
Yes, I completely understand. Yes, I don't know if you ever gave me the name of the stables, but it was a fancy stable that cost 3 silver a day.
Oh, I didn't write it down. So
Uh, let's call it the Golden Corral.
the golden what?
The Golden Corral.
Golden Corral. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Excellent. Put that in the notes and locations.
Yes. Her name is Epona. She's stabled down in the Golden Corral. I'll let the owners know that you'll be coming around to take a look at her, get her measurements.
Excellent. Very good.
And so then she'll go ahead and hand him a bag, the bag that holds 11 gold. And she'll say, this is both for, repairing my armor, and go ahead, and everything else will be for a down payment for that armor. And whatever I owe you afterwards, you just let me know.
Right. So 500 here. So yes, it should just be another 500 then once the job is complete.
Technically 540 because I gave him 11. I told you, I'll go ahead and withdraw one more gold because I didn't know how much it would cost to repair the chainmail.
Right. Okay. So you
So,
just give the total. Right. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So yeah. So you,
oh, actually, I have 10 silver on me, so that's fine. I'll go ahead and pay him 10 silver. Say, this is for my, this is for taking care of my warhorse.
for the armor. I mean.
It's for mending my armor, and here's 10 gold pieces. This is a down payment on, some plate armor for Epona.
Very good. So let's put that down here too.
And also, does this armor shop have a name?
It's Rook's place anyway. Rook's Armory. Keep it simple. So Rook's Armory. Armory is yeah. Well. Rook's Armor. Is making plate barding for Rachel's warhorse. 6 to 8 week delivery estimated.
Rook's Armory, just for role play purposes or whatever, their sign should totally be like a castle rook that's put with steel plate on it or something, like a chest rook. And instead of being made of stone, it looks like it's made of metal.
Definitely, it sounds good to me. 6 to 8 week delivery estimate paid half up front. Cool. Got it.
How long will it take to mend my chainmail?
2 days, like I said.
Oh, 2 days. Sorry. I'm a bit tired.
Yeah, me too.
Anything.
Gonna wrap this up real soon. Okay, so that's Rachel taken care of, Antonio taken care of. Anything else that?
I do need one last thing.
Okay.
I'll go. I have 1 gold on me. I'll go and take 1 more gold out of the bank, and so I have 2 gold. And I will go and pay for the corral for 1 month, which would be 90 gold.
Okay.
And then I'll get 10 silver back, I guess.
Sure. Yep.
So yeah, they'll take care of Wacona now for 30 days is what I would, that's what I estimated.
So I'll put that here also. Golden Corral paid 3 silver pieces per day. Until it would be December 28th. Got it. Epona, right?
Yes, Epona.
Got it. Sorted. Rob, is there anything that you'd wanted to do for Cole?
Nothing major. I need to get some shot, some powder, some balls.
How
For the
much?
pistol, not for myself, but for the pistol. I don't know, whatever they come in. Like.
All right, I'll tell you. Let me find the section of the appendix here that deals with firearms, etc. I think I just skipped it. No, I didn't. Oh, it's after the glossary. Why did I think it was before the glossary? Okay. Firearms. So, a powder horn holds 50 shots of powder and costs 1 silver piece.
Okay. So does it come in? What does it come in this?
You can buy a barrel for 150 silver pieces that has 2,500 shots.
Nah, that's liable to blow up. I don't want to do that. I already have 20 shots worth in my powder horn left.
So you want 30 shots more out of? Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on a second here. That would cost you 6 copper.
Hey, would you mind writing that down until I get a total, and then I'll deduct it from my sheet?
Yep. I'll keep track of that for a second. So we got 6 copper there. Okay. Shot bag. Do you have any shot already?
I'm just going to get back to that page. No, I just put myself at 0 on those.
Okay, so shot bag has 100 rounds.
Okay.
And that costs 2 silver more, so at 2.6. Okay.
All right. And then the shot that would be more like a scattergun shot instead of
scatter shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much are those? I mean, how many?
They're 1 silver piece each.
1 silver piece each. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but what does it consist of? Is it like we know it now as a shotgun shell of some sort, or is it just a bunch of random metal that's put down there?
Well, I'm sure there's got to be some kind of contraption that's made. Yeah.
Okay, so they're 1 silver each. Then, heck, I'll splurge and get let's say 20 of those.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
Got that. Okay, I just gotta fix that up. Get my 50 for my powder horn. Okay, why would it? Well, I don't want to get another extra powder horn. That's fine. The other thing I was going to do was see if I could get the ropes back from Antonio and Rachel, and that way I could, because since he's a sailor, he knows how to keep the ropes in good condition and roll them up the right way, and then we'll put them in a box, and that way we won't need it again.
Sorry, I chopped a bit off the end of one of them. But I still have the grapple hook.
That's
You only
fine.
lost about 15 foot of rope.
No problem. We'll just put it in the box. I'll doctor them up, put them in the box, and when we need them again, we'll have, the ropes that we need. So,
Rachel never kept any rope. She only took what she needed for the mobile because she had the spider climb. So she never actually like kept any rope from it or anything. So anything from her you've already got back.
okay, so then we'll have three 50-foot ropes, wasn't it, that we made into the grapple line. So now we've got a 35-foot piece of rope and 250 feet with the grapple line. All right, that's basically all I needed to do. I can't think of anything right now that's important. So, that's it.
Okay.
What was my total cost for the deck?
22.6. Oh, yeah, there was one more thing I wanted to point out to you. If you want to buy a 12 Apostles, that's a bandolier. It has 12 shots worth of powder in pre-measured containers. That reduces your reload time by a round if you use an Apostle.
Ooh, how much is that?
12 Apostles cost 5 silver pieces.
How's it going to encumber me?
Yeah, it counts as one item.
One item, okay. They do carry like a bandolero with the 4 pistols on it when I go into battle. So
Each pistol costs. Each pistol counts as an item, right? So
I think so. Yeah. Now I get 2 downloaded. I make it 5. Maybe I could check back to 3 pistols. That's 2. I don't ever carry 4. It's always 3. So yeah, I'll go ahead and buy one of those. So let me write down what it is.
in the StreamYard chat right now, do links work in there?
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I put a link in there. Can you click on links from there, or do you have to copy and paste them?
You got a copy pasta.
Sorry
That's
about
fine.
that. I put one in there in case you wanted to see what a 12 Apostles looks like.
Yeah.
You might have seen them in some of the Lamentations of Flame Princess artwork. There's a character, one of my favorite artwork characters, Alice. She always wears a 12 Apostles.
Oh, that's cool looking.
Oh yeah, that is. Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
Actually,
definitely want one of those.
if you can see my screen, that's Alice. And she's wearing one as well. And a buff coat, I might add.
Okay. Yeah. 12 apostles. I'll write that down.
So that costs another 5 silver. Then you'd be up to 27.6.
27.6 silver.
Okay,
Yeah, that's all I need. Thanks.
cool. What about anything for Andres?
I can't really think of anything at the moment. Like, I
Okay.
did want to try the whole poison thing out, but at the same time, especially with us bringing all that loot back and the people in the town liking us, last thing I need to do is talk to the
Piss
wrong
everyone off.
person, and then everybody, to think I'm an assassin or something. I mean, I can
As you
always
wished.
lie and say that there's a rat infestation, but so.
All right. Well, I think that's a good spot then. It's 4:20 in the morning over here. So I think I will end the broadcast. And then next session, I will have, there'll be a little bit of a time lapse, but then, yeah, I'll have the next job, the next, what's the word? Quest ready for you. All right.